At 4:47 on Friday, Alex's manager changed his priorities again. By Monday morning, that same manager wanted to know why Alex's original project was behind. Everyone says, just quit. But quitting is easy advice when you are not the one paying rent, keeping health coverage, supporting family, or job searching in a slow market. If you have a toxic boss but cannot leave yet, your goal is not to win the argument or fix the person. It is to protect your work, your reputation, and your exit options before the job costs you more than a paycheck. Alex is a composite, but the pattern is common. His manager rarely gave clear priorities. Requests arrived late, changed fast, and were later described as if they had always been obvious. Alex kept trying to show that he was flexible and committed. So he said yes to everything. That is why this situation is easy to misread. Busy can feel safe. If you are still needed, still answering messages, and still working late, it is tempting to believe you are proving your value. But constant confusion can also make your work harder to defend. When you cannot leave yet, reduce the damage and rebuild your options. That starts with changing the job you think you have. Your job is not to repair your manager's personality. Your job is to create a workable system around the behavior you can actually see. The first move is to stop treating every chaotic instruction as a private test of your loyalty. Alex used to hear a new request and immediately absorb it. He did not want to look difficult. Then two urgent requests collided, and he was blamed for the outcome anyway. That does not prove every changing priority is toxic. Teams do have real emergencies. The useful question is different. When priorities change, does someone clearly own the trade-off? Try this instead. Just to make sure I'm prioritizing correctly, should I focus on A first and move B to later this week? That sentence does three things. It makes the choice visible. It gives the manager a chance to correct it. And it creates a calm written record of what changed. Do not turn every message into a courtroom brief. Keep it short, neutral, and tied to the work. The point is not to trap your manager. The point is to stop carrying invisible conflicts alone. The second move is to protect your reputation, not just your feelings. In a difficult environment, your reputation can weaken before your performance does. A manager may describe you as disorganized, slow, or hard to work with after repeatedly changing the conditions around you. If no one else can see the moving parts, that story can become the only story. Alex began keeping a simple private record. What he delivered, what changed, who made the decision, and what outcome followed. He also sent normal, useful updates to the people affected by his work. Not complaints, not a campaign against his boss. Just clear status, risks, and next steps. Ask yourself, if someone outside my direct manager had to describe my work this quarter, could they name a result, a decision, or a problem I helped solve? If the answer is no, you have a visibility problem. Not necessarily because you are underperforming, but because your contribution has no clean evidence around it. The third move is to separate protecting your current job from preparing your next one. These are not opposites. In fact, they support each other. Alex did not announce he was leaving. He did not apply to 50 jobs in one angry weekend. He set up a small weekly system. Update one resume bullet with a real outcome, reconnect with one trusted former colleague, review one or two roles, and check what his cash runway actually looked like. That is not disloyalty. It is basic risk management. The safest exit is usually prepared before the breaking point. And the more options you build, the less likely you are to accept every unreasonable demand as permanent. This is the part people often miss. You can be working hard, meeting deadlines, and still be losing room to make choices. A toxic boss does not only create stress, they can shrink the time and energy you have to build your next move. So protect a small amount of time every week for your future self. Your resume, your evidence of impact, your network, your financial runway. These are not separate from your current job. They are what keep your current job from becoming a trap. The fourth move is to set red lines before you are exhausted enough to ignore them. Staying temporarily can be a strategy. Staying forever is not. For Alex, a bad week did not automatically mean he had to leave. A blunt comment did not prove he needed HR, but certain patterns would change the calculation. threats, physical safety concerns, harassment or discrimination, retaliation after raising a protected concern, pressure to falsify records, or repeated attempts to make him carry blame for work he did not control. Those are not situations to solve with a better spreadsheet. Use your company's appropriate reporting process where safe, and consider qualified local professional or legal support when the facts call for it. If there is an immediate safety threat, use local emergency resources. For everything below that line, make the situation more legible. Clarify the work. Protect the evidence. Keep your tone professional. Build your options quietly. You do not need to prove that your boss is a villain before you protect yourself. You only need to notice whether the environment is making it harder to do good work, maintain a credible reputation, and leave on your own terms. When you cannot leave yet, reduce the damage and rebuild your options. The goal is not to survive chaos forever. It is to keep the chaos from deciding your career for you. If this helped you think more clearly about workplace risk, subscribe for more calm, practical career defense videos.